Hello, in this video we'll take a look at how sometimes the quoted interest rate on a amount that you wish to borrow may not be the real interest rate that you actually end up paying. So to take a look at this example, let's say you have Bank A and Bank B. Bank A quotes an interest rate of 6% on a loan of say $1,000 that you want to borrow, and Bank B quotes an interest rate of 4%. So on the face of it, Bank B appears to have the lower interest rate, but then Bank B also says that it has an initiation charge or an initial charge or some other name for an initial amount, a percentage of the amount that you wish to borrow that they're going to charge you. So if you have such a scenario, how do you compute the actual interest rate that you actually end up paying if you were to accept Bank B's offer? So we'll see how to do that. Now the amount you wish to borrow is $1,000. Now if you want to get $1,000 from Bank A, you can just borrow $1,000 and you will have $1,000 in your hand. But if you want to borrow $1,000 from Bank B, you'll have to borrow some amount X from Bank B, and that amount X is such that the X times 1 minus the interest rate, the initiation charge, INC, I'm just calling it here, equals 1,000. So that means X is 1,000 divided by 1 minus the initiation charge. Okay, so that's what we'll try to do here. We'll say X equals 1,000 divided by 1 minus the initiation charge or initial charge. And so you'll have to borrow $1,030.93 today in order for you to actually have $1,000 in your hand if you want to borrow from Bank B. So if you borrow that much, you will nevertheless receive $1,000 in either case. Whether you use Bank A or Bank B, you're going to get $1,000. So the difference in Bank B is that in order to get this $1,000 in your hand today, you'll actually have to start off by borrowing $1,030.93, and the bank keeps $30 of that because that's a $3 initiation charge, and you get the remaining $1,000. Now 1 year from now, you are owed you owe an amount equals whatever you borrowed times 1 plus the interest rate that's actually quoted by the bank, and that's identical in both cases. And here also you need to repay, or you owe the amount that you borrowed times 1 plus the interest rate that the bank charges, the annual interest rate. So you can see that 1 year later, you owe $1,000.60 to Bank A, but if you borrow from Bank B, you owe Bank B $1,072.16. What is the effective annual interest rate that you're paying here? Effective annual interest rate is just whatever you finally owe minus the initial amount that you receive divided by the initial amount that you receive. So that's 6% in this case, which is the same as the quoted interest rate. But in this case, you can see that it's slightly different. It is what you need to repay minus what you receive divided by what you receive, which is 7.22% in the case of Bank B. So the actual interest rate that Bank B is charging you is not 4%. It's not 3%. It's not even the sum of these two. It's something higher than that. It's 7.22%. So that's how you would account for this difference in the way these two banks are charging the interest rate.